Mortal Kombat's back! Yeah, dude, fist bump! Mortal Kombat. Alright, so as all of you know, I am a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I've been looking forward to this game since June, or 15 years. Because let's face it, a great Mortal Kombat game hasn't come out since like Mortal Kombat 3, 2 if you're a real purist. And now we get the new Mortal Kombat, which is a retelling of Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3 with the promise that it will feel old school and hold up in today's times as a fighter. And does it? Yeah, it does. First of all, the story mode. I feel like I can review this game as a movie. If you're a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan that doesn't really like Mortal Kombat Legacy, you like old school Mortal Kombat lore, this Mortal Kombat game is the Mortal Kombat story for you. It retells Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3, but does it in a way that's kind of like Star Trek, where it's like a retelling with elements of, hey, we gotta change some shit. It's really badass, it's really intriguing, it's really good. Some things you recognize, you're like, oh yeah, that's awesome, I forgot about that. And other things are new, but for a good reason. Like for Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, 99.9% of the characters are back. Like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya, Sector, Cyrax, Jamie Lee Curtis, all of them. The only ones that aren't back are Motaro, although he's in the story mode, but you don't fight him, unless he's in the challenge tower or something, in which, pull my hair out, kill myself. And Rain, but no one gives a shit about Rain. He might be DLC later, but seriously, in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, did anyone really care about Rain? Put the keyboard down, dude. Don't say yes. I've heard some people gripe and be like, oh, compared to Street Fighter 4 or Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Mortal Kombat's just a joke. Shut up. It really is a solid fighter. In this new Mortal Kombat, you string hits and special moves based on what you want to string. You do a move, it sets them up in the air, you can do another move on that. Once you know the moves for the characters, you can really see how you can string them together. Which means if you have two friends and they each use the same character, they're gonna use the character differently. I really like that. That's awesome. You have your 1, 2, 3 hit combos to set them up, but then after that, special moves go nuts. And the hits are just brutal. The sound effects are gratifying. When you're fighting one of the cyborgs like Sector or Cyrax and you're hitting them, it sounds like you're taking a baseball bat to a garbage can. It's awesome. And there's enough extra content in this game to last you a while. My friends and I for hours were playing one-on-one versus combat. Then we were like, dude, yeah, that's right. There's a whole tag mode in here. Then you play that, it feels 100 times more intense. It's like 2 games in 1. And the challenge tower is pretty fun, but I'm on like challenge 50 of 300, so it has time to get hard enough to make me want to kill myself. Speaking of kill yourself, the fatalities are back and they are badass. Noob Saibot has a fatality, my jaw dropped. All my friends were like, oh my god, that's the best fatality ever. I gotta agree with them, it pretty much is. Until I saw like 3 others that made us do the same thing, so fatalities are back and they're really bloody and gory and awesome. No DC characters allowed. Shang Tsung has a fatality though. If you were disappointed in Mortal Kombat vs. DC, do his fatality. You'll like it and you'll thank them. NetherRealm Studios, that is. Now online mode's really cool. Like they have King of the Hill mode, which is pretty much recapturing the arcade feel. The winner stays on and challengers challenge him, and then when he loses, that winner stays on and other challengers challenge him. And you get really nervous, like when you're the next one up and 2 people are fighting and one loses and your avatar goes up and it's your turn to fight. I felt like I was called on stage for like a spelling bee or something. I was like, I hope I don't screw this up. And what I don't like is it keeps tabs of your wins and losses, which can be really cool if you're really good, but when you lose, you feel like an asshole. I don't want to know how bad I suck on Mortal Kombat. I just want to believe that I'm the best Mortal Kombatant that has ever lived, and let me go on blissfully believing that. But no, you check your stats, you're like, oh god, that's right, I lost a lot, that sucks. But when you see someone who has a really hefty winning streak online, then you beat him, you're just like, you just been caged. Johnny Cage with 80s hair, way better. But all in all, online mode recaptures a lot of the arcade feel, but nothing beats having a person in the room to, talk shit to and beat in person. The crypt is back, and the thing I don't like about the crypt is you have to unlock the second fatalities for characters in the crypt. I don't know if I like that, because if you screw up, you get some concept art or some shit. In which case, you're gonna go on Google and find out where all the cool stuff is anyway, so I kinda think, what's the point at that point? But it still is cool to try and guess until you go on Google. And yes, Shao Kahn is the boss, and he is a dick. He is the cheapest son of a bitch I've seen in like a fighting game in years. He was kicking my ass. I looked at my friend and I was like, I can be on a first date with myself right now and not experience something as cheap as that bastard right there. I mean, ultimately, you don't feel accomplished when you beat him because you find a really cheap ass thing to spam on him and you just keep doing that. Doesn't really feel like skill at that point. And I got the PlayStation 3 version, so of course I gotta talk about Kratos. And he's different. He doesn't play like any other characters in the game, so he's so different, you're like, he's not that great. Why would I be him when I could be like Smoke and really beat some ass? Mortal Kombat is a fan service to all Mortal Kombat fans who loved the first Mortal Kombats and weren't really satisfied with the next, all the rest. So Mortal Kombat's back. The story in the game's awesome. The fighting system in the game's awesome. The fatalities in the game are awesome. It is the best Mortal Kombat that exists. There's just no denying that. Combos built off of special moves, not clunky ass combo systems. That's awesome. So if you're a fan of fighting games or Mortal Kombat, go pick the game up right now. What are you waiting for? Why are you still watching this? Unless you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, in which case click right here to see more. fatality.